What's it like for a parent when you've always told your kid you can do whatever you want to do, and then they're like, what about Hollywood?
I'm fine.
Ladies and gentlemen, what kind of a struggling artist are you?
She's a girl of so many instincts.
Where am I supposed to look?
The lens.
Not at myself.
It's hard, isn't it?
Yeah. Hello, muggles!
My name is Ashley Sturmo, and this is my mom, Sherry. What we're doing is we are working on a family drama together, a screenplay. We're working on 10 episodes.
Slow process.
Yeah, it's taken a while.
But some people's creativity can't be forced, and you're always wanting, like, do you want to work on it today? I'm working. And I think one thing that's been really hard is that when we take all these breaks, you have to reread everything you've done. It takes a couple hours until you're really feeling it again. I hate that part of the process at this point. And she's on her days off like, let's work on it. And I'm like, I've got 30 orders to do.
I totally understand where she's coming from. For me, it's frustrating because I'm like, we haven't done anything in 2 weeks.
So I'm like, work on your own shit.
Yeah.
It would be really nice to do Airbnb.
Yeah.
Just basically go stay away and finish it one weekend.
We're not even done with our first episode yet.
And we had no river, and we just had no distractions, no dogs. I think that we could
Crank it out.
and do editing at home.
I think it'd be fun to go to.
But we have so many vacations we're saving for already.
But Airbnb is cheap. Let's go to California to finish our screenplay.
Can't even afford a pack of gum. Like,
I know.
how else do you consider that
She's
cheap?
being serious too. Poor, the definition of poor is me having to use my movie points to be able to eat lunch. 83 cents in my checking account and 77 cents in my savings account.
But you know, let's just go fly to California.
A huge thing that I think is insane is that, like, in films or in shows, it always shows the mother-daughter. They have like some nice moments, but they ultimately have like a really difficult relationship. I think in our script, it'll be nice to show a pair of mother-daughter who aren't.
It's not technically
always at
us.
odds.
No, it wasn't a mother where she's my best friend. She's never been my best friend. She's my daughter and my movie buddy.
But you don't have to hate your parental figure. So that's just like one
It happens a lot.
She would know. But that's just an example of one of the things we can do is we can inject into this family drama certain things that were relevant to our experience that don't get representation in other shows. So when I was little, I was always the kind of person who always wanted to make people be a part of my friend group, even if they weren't all friends. So I feel like that's kind of what I've done with Mom with writing a screenplay, because it's not her dream to write films. It's mine. You have a different perspective than I would have as a 23-year-old. Because she's super good at looking at perspectives in different people's shoes, I thought she would be a good voice to add to the screenwriting process. If I'm creating a character one way, she can be like, well, what about this? Or what about this? And it'll just
Or
make
I don't
more
buy that. That
rounded
character
out characters.
wouldn't do that.
Exactly.
I like to write stories, but I never wanted to be a writer. So no, I'm not a person who had a dream and I'm figuring it out at 45. I just really liked stories.
You're not 45 anyways.
No, I'm not. I'm 34.
Oh my god.
I had some 45. It's just something that I thought would be fun.
It's kind of fun because she never thought of screenwriting as a medium that she would necessarily pursue, but now that we've started to work on this project, we'll be watching TV shows or movies and she'll lean over and she's like, that could have been done better.
Oh,
or
so much.
she pays attention so much more now, and I think that just shows that it's that part of your brain that you haven't necessarily worked before or in a while, and it's like running. So I don't know, it just makes me excited because I'm like, maybe she'll have fun doing it.
I've always noticed mistakes in movies though.
Yes.
And the hair.
The hair. Yep. You'd be a good continuity
The
person.
hair. I miss what's happening because I'm like, look at that bang, it was over here, now
So
it's over here.
how does that influence what you're wanting to do? How does that influence this project?
Well, we would do better.
As in we would like direct and produce it and stuff?
Yeah.
You have to believe that we could do it. The law of attraction,
It will
I've
happen
explained
when
this to you.
I'll be dead and she'll have like
You
this
can't be
great
dead, you're only
story.
21 years older than me. That would mean that I wouldn't be successful until I was like freaking 70.
I could die walking out my door tomorrow in a car crash. You don't know when you're gonna go.
This is what I deal with. She's such a cynic sometimes.
And you're like sunshine up the yin yang.
Yeah. What's it like for a parent when you've always told your kid you can do whatever you want to do, and then they're like, what
I'm
about
fine.
Hollywood?
I'm fine. I feel like when you're younger, that's probably a time that's easier in life to just be like, I'm gonna do this. And when you're older, yes, it can be when you're older too. Well, if you don't do it now, then you're gonna always be like, what if? This is something you can do forever, what you're doing right now. You could have a full-time job and still write and still be creative, but to actually take a leap, work a part-time kind of job, this is the time. Because I hope that she settles down someday and has somebody in her life and has a relationship. And if it's not gonna be now, do what you wanna do now and have room for that later, please, at some point. Thank you very much.
Here's the thing. My mom told my dad to quit his job that he hated.
Because he was a
And she's like, pursue what you want to do. So what he does is he takes reclaimed logs and he makes them into these beautiful tables.
Well-
So he is essentially an artist. My mom sells stuff on Etsy, so she's also an artist.
Yeah, my life is nothing like what I thought it would be.
My parents somehow both ended up being artists. I want to do all this artsy stuff. My brother wants to own his own fabrication company. Basically, the only reason they built the showroom was so that I could have a space where when it's not very busy, and it's pretty not busy most of the time, I can be working on my book or on screenplays. So they essentially built this thing for me to have a job, which they pay me for, so that I can write. And we recently moved to a new location because there's a lot more traffic there. You're gonna get a kick out of this. I'm going there for the first time to this new location, and I'm terrible with directions, so I made mom go with me and show me how to get there. And it's on California Street. And I was like, oh my god, that's such a coincidence, because I'm working on stuff for film on California Street. I need you to freak out. That's like
Maybe your
so...
hit's gonna be from there.
Maybe.
That needs to be in one of your shows or something, or books or something. Like,
Yeah.
a girl with a bubbly personality is excited because she's working on something that's called Hollywood Boulevard or California Street, and that just makes her think of her dreams more.
Do you have any last things you want to add in here?
Follow your dreams and you'll never work a day in your life.
Oh, that was cute.
That's an old saying. I didn't come up with it.
But it was still cute.
But at some point, you gotta get a job and make money too. I'm the devil advocate. I say this thing, follow your dreams, you never work a day in a life. Then again, you gotta face reality, and someday you gotta make money. So it's like a balance.
It's just a
But you
matter
gotta
of
do
how
both.
long your mom will float you before you have to get a
I
job.
don't 100% float you, but I would like you to buy more groceries.
Goodbye, muggles. Ugh. I was overpraised as a child, so when mom told me, you can do anything you want to do, I was like, film! She was like, okay,